What's good, YouTube? Steel here, and in today's video I'll bring you a deck that personally I thought was going to do a lot better in this format. However, due to how the format played out, whether it's the popularity of Skarmory or just the overwhelming power of like Darkrai builds or the splashability of Magnezone, Togekiss kind of failed to find its footing in the format. But that doesn't take away from like all the upside that the deck has. This deck is still very viable and definitely a fun deck to try out. This deck has a lot going for it, starting from the fact that Togekiss, your finisher, requires only 2 energy, so it's not like you're gonna have a hard time building up. Like, it's not like a Charizard deck that needs Moltres flips, or a deck that's depending on Misty like Palkia or Gyarados that requires 4 energy. So energy is never a big problem, as well as every Pokemon that we're currently playing having a 1 energy retreat cost makes it where like even you can find a spot for X speed if you really wanted to, and it's just not that big a deal due to like how little energy you require to attack. Another thing going for it is the fact that Psychic is probably the most consistent color or type in the game, with Slab, Pokemon Communication, Sigilyph to draw cards, and staples like Pokeball and Research. You very rarely miss on actually getting to play the Togekiss. The downsides do come in the form of that you are stage 2, so despite consistently seeing it, it does take some time to build up. And like I mentioned before, Skarmory's popularity makes it where they're knocking out anything you put up front pretty fast, if not immediately. But if you stick around and see the gameplay, you'll see that it has very decent matchups throughout the format despite the Skarmory. And there's games where if you see the right pieces, you will overcome the challenge. And that's it. I felt like I went first a lot in my gameplay, because I personally feel like you want to go second with this deck, whether it's to draw cards with Sigilyph outright, or mainly just so that your opponent doesn't have that energy advantage that they could use a lot better than you can. When it comes to the card by card, it all revolves around Togekiss. That's your finisher, that's your main attacker. That's like the only way you're actually dealing damage, because for a 2 energy, it has Overdrive Smash to 60. And if it's the next turn after you have reused it, it starts swinging for 120. Then if you add Cynthia to it, ends up hitting for 170. But the perfect like ideal world is that you can Cynthia to swing 110 outright and then start swinging 120 moving forward. However, that's a situation that changes from game to game, whether you use Cynthia on the initial attack or as follow-up. Depends fully on what your opponent has built up or what you're going against. So the next standout card, as I mentioned before, was Sigilyph. Sigilyph just lets you filter through the deck far more than it's already innately doing. If you've seen my video on how to beat the Darkrai Expert battle, you might have seen that I initially had Giratina in that slot. Giratina still fits the bill. It's a wall that for 1 energy, you get to swap it for free. They essentially do the same thing, as they both hold it down while you build up Togekiss in the back. Another option I played with before making this video was Mew EX, as it's a common answer to big threats such as Charizard that this deck doesn't inherently have a good matchup against. And as I mentioned before, the namesake of the deck between Togekiss and Cynthia is just Cynthia's ability to add 50 damage to any Garchomp or Togekiss attack. In this case, you're obviously focusing on the Togekiss, so your Togekiss is swinging anywhere from 110 to 170, which is ridiculous when you think about how this is coming from a 1 prize Pokemon. Granted, it's stage 2, but you have 140 speed swinging for 110 or 170. It could get out of hand real quick if you set it up not only fast enough, but before your opponent is actually set up in their own right. Ultimately, I wanted to bring up my decision to play Comms over Mythical Lab. Although both of them are great consistency pieces, between drawing with Sigilyph and Research and having Pokeball to bring out like the things that Communication doesn't want to grab, I felt like I had enough consistency to get to where I wanted to be fast enough. Where Mythical Lab sometimes was just body decking cards that I wish I had, or cards that, since I already went through all the Pokemon, I want to see. But I think it's worth mentioning that both of them have a place in this deck. Whether you want to play 1-1 or you want to play Lab over Communication, that's all preference, and they essentially do the same thing, which is just try to get to your pieces as fast as possible. The other thing I wanted to point out was my option to play 2 tool cards. I was playing 1 Helmet and 1 Cape. Helmet is ideal for Sigilyph since you have him up front and just swinging for 10. As they try to take him down, chipping 20 damage makes it so when the Togekiss comes in, it could basically knock out anything alongside of Cynthia. And then Cape just adds that extra 20 HP to your Togekiss, so that a lot of cards in the format can't get that 1-hit knockout on you, whether it's Gyarados, Infernape, Palkia. But it's another one where you could either fully tilt towards 2 helmets or 2 capes, or just not play any of them, because they aren't essential for the core strategy. Which also leads me to bring back the concept of XP. XP does work in this deck, especially since we're not playing Giratina, since it'll allow you to swap in and out of any Pokemon that we're playing. Hopefully you guys find this video informative, if not, at least entertaining. If you enjoy the content, please consider liking and subscribing, and above all else, stay pro. Alright, we get to go second against Fire. And basically one of the better starts that we could get. I'll take my chances on like no red card over them. Starting Chimchar is also great for us, because That means like no Moltres. They would have to see the helmet's fine. Not ideal. But what are we gonna do? Alright, let's Pokeball here. Alright, I'll save the communication for the next turn. Because maybe if we just draw it here, then we're perfectly fine. Well, that could get us there. Yeah, that's unfortunate. They could go Monferno. I'm kind of scared of like some kind of like Sabrina play that applies pressure on Togepi, but them swinging for 30 here is fine with me. Because we get to draw one more card and still survive. Alright. We even have the perfect card to throw into the communication, but let's research first. Cape, Togepi. Well, in an attempt to see... Actually, I think the Togetic is guaranteed, right? Because we have the Togepi, we have both Sigalifs, and we have both Togepi. Yeah, so this is guaranteed. Which is why I decided to play communication over Slab. I was kind of like 50-50. I almost even wanted to consider playing like 1-1. But in the short amount of practice that I did play, I guess the second option is, do we want to build up... do you want a second Sigalif or just start building up another Togepi? But I think I'm gonna go with the second Sigalif as like an option here. And I've got my draw. Alright. I guess another correct play would have just been put Togepi down, keep Sigalif in hand to guarantee the other Togetic if we saw the communication. If they were to Infernape here, actually... Yeah, Infernape here would be really bad for them. But not using Infernape would cost them to just like outright lose, right? Yeah. Alright, so fortunately for us, they have no setup to do like Dawn or anything crazy like that. So I think we just win here, regardless of what they do. Because, yeah, we'll hit them for 60 this turn, but next turn we hit for either 170, or if they kind of try to do some kind of Sabrina play, we hit them for 110, which is enough as well. I will cape the Togekiss. Unfortunately, since they have the Rocky Helmet, it kind of like defeats the purpose, but... Yeah, so now the only way they would like survive here is to not only have... They need the combination of Sabrina, double potion. That's already 3 cards, by the way. Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way. Sabrina, double potion. A Sabrina would have helped them here as well. Because now we have the... Oof. Yeah, this might force us to hope to see Cyrus. Which was... Wait, no, mathematically, this doesn't help them either. Okay, yeah. Like, we could literally just take the 120 on Giratina. And they still can't set up the Infernape next turn. But there's no reason not to just do... Like, take out the actual threat. And... I don't think this part matters, but... Yeah, we could have just like slow rolled it a little more and just knocked out Giratina and then go for Infernape the following turn because they don't have the energy to do anything. No way to ramp either. But this way we really have no way of beating us, so yeah, GG's. And we get to start against Grass. We'll see what it leads to. Realistically, we like going second, but I feel like that's the majority of decks. Alright, that's pretty good. Let's Pokeball first, because we're only playing 4 basics anyway. Let's research. Okay, we got the communication, double communication. All right, let's just set up Togepi down here and hold the communications for Togetic. Ideally, right? Let's see what they decide to do here. Research. That was how many? Double Pokeball, research. So they got the eggs. Helmet on Celebi. Doesn't change the math anyways. So we're definitely just swinging with Sigilyph anyways. Let's see here. Okay, that draw is beautiful. It almost makes me want to like set that up, but we're in dire need of seeing Togekiss. Although we're almost guaranteed to see it in okay, yeah, I'm about to say not necessarily with this draw. But yeah, okay. So unfortunately, this turn we're still susceptible to like a Sabrina double heads. Hopefully they don't do that. Yeah, that was always a possibility. Double tails would be great. Alright, so now we're at the mercy of Cyrus as well. Okay, we got another Togekiss here. We can't even like attack. I think I'm gonna go with Sabrina here. And then let's go Sigilyph. This is like a very slow workaround to just try to get the same result, but okay, research means that this Togekiss is not going to be bothered for a turn. That's great. We'll take that. Potion plays around Cyrus, but we weren't in any way, shape, or form building up towards that, at least not yet. Our Tails here will be great because it buys us yet an extra turn. That's all we need, just turns. Just buy time, literally. Right, perfect. So we go here. Let's attach helmet because he's gonna have to swing regardless. So here we go. Yeah, we're in a we go to 140 to swing with not enough to guarantee the win or nothing, but we just gotta try our best. How many cards we got left in the deck? 4? Okay. Our last 2 cards, it's literally Togekiss, double Cynthia. I can't think of that last. Oh, and Cape. Cape would have been huge. Yeah, they get the knockout regardless. Yeah, I think we gotta go Togekiss here. And I think actually we need to put Cape on the I think we hold Cape. Cape is not that relevant right now. Let's go research. Yeah, we used Sabrina earlier just to like buy us time. We get to evolve here. Yep, I think we're fine. Right, we're guaranteed to draw. Oh, we already have the Togekiss in hand. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, there's like some plays that could make us like put us in a tough spot, but Mathematically, we're in a decent spot here. Sabrina. We'll trade Sigalith there. Hopefully they get Tails. It's all I can say, because again, we don't want them just to get 3 points here. We can't win them all. Well, that makes the game pretty straightforward, right? 12 here. We gotta hope they go. We survived 2 coin flips, so that's our win condition. The 60 does knock out Executor. We just gotta hope they go 2 for 5. That's it. It's pretty simple, right? Not much to it. Fingers crossed. Terrible start, but still a chance. It was at work. It was gonna be a tie at best because of the Rocky Helmet, but we would have been able to get the knockout there. It is what it is. GG. All right, we get to start. Not ideal, and against Darkness, even less ideal. But at least we get to put Helmet on Sigalith, unless it's like yeah, they're not gonna attack anytime soon, so Helmet's not even worth it. Yeah, let's just draw as many cards as possible and hope to set up Togekiss in time. Is there a need to... It might be too greedy or too aggressive, but I'm gonna try to get that Togepi already. And then hope that Sigalith draws along with just drawing for turn gets us to the... Okay, that's never punished, right? Let's look at it that way. A little risky, especially, yeah, it's just risky in general. If they get aggressive though and try to do like a Sabrina play, we do get the... Okay, yeah, no Sabrina here. I was like, we do get the chance to evolve into Togetic and swing for 40, and then have like the curve of going... But no need for that just yet. They already use research, so they're not gonna like leaf into Darkrai or nothing like that. And just like that, our play gets a little slowed down, but we're still in a good spot here. We get to evolve Togetic next turn. We get to draw a card off Sigalith. Let's thin the deck out in hopes of seeing Togekiss. We get to play around 2 things, but not everything. We're able to... Yeah, I think even if they had... Definitely doing this. But even if they had like Sabrina, they would wait a turn before doing so. So that the Darkrai could also swing. So I won't use Togepi just yet. And let's just get our draw here. Okay, that's another Sigalith. So yeah, next turn... Actually, next turn I'll probably put down... We'll see. Again, I don't expect them to do Sabrina this turn, so I'm okay with that so far. Okay. Now the option we're facing is do we establish a second Sigalith? Interesting choice by them. Or do we try to set up like double Togekiss as like our options? And I almost want to do double Togekiss. Okay, we have the evolution here. Okay, if we swing, they swing for 30. They get to charge. Okay, they can't do both unless they're playing Dawn. But we also can't play around both, so... If they knock us out, they knock us out. There's not much we could do about that. Okay, Pokeball has no targets in the deck. I'm assuming this is like a Sneevile or like a Weavile version. Oh no, Coffee. Not what I expected them to go into. But it technically could still be playing Dawn. And I guess that answers that. Not playing Dawn. But now they have the Cyrus play available. Sabrina's interesting. But we can't Sabrina and Cynthia, which is kind of what I wanted to do. The most damage they could do is 100 to the Togekiss. So I think it's fine to back out here. Let's put Helmet on Togekiss, I don't mind that. Next turn we can swing it to 170. The only issue is that they have like full control of who's up front. Yeah, we can't do Sabrina and 170 is the only issue. We could, however, do Sabrina and 120, which might be what we opt to do. Which maybe putting the Rocky Helmet was a little a little too, I don't know. Like, it wasn't necessary. This, however, is fine so far. Okay, they opted to go for the 30 on Weezing. Alright, we put them down to 90. Communication. Again, this Pokeball does absolutely nothing for us. I should have used it like a turn ago just to like play around stuff. Looking for Togekiss is also an option, but it feels like so bad. We could just knock out Weezing, or we could Sabrina and hit this guy as hard as possible, which puts him at 30. Let's put the energy on Togepi. I think it's in our best interest to force Darkrai to do something. Like, if it stays in, then we have our top deck as well as communication to look for the Togekick that does 40. I think this is our best case. If they have Potion, it gets really awkward. And actually, not even, because we have the Rocky Helmet. Alright, so we put them almost a checkmate unless they have double Potion. Alright, I was overthinking it. I'm pretty sure... Oh, no. Do they actually have it? That's one potion, clearly. How many cards in deck? 6 cards left in deck. 4 in hand that we're unaware of. Cyrus. That's just... Oh, wait, no, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. It's not enough to beat us, but it makes sense. They still have to back out if they want a chance at winning. We're a Cyrus away from winning, but that's not necessarily enough to like... Were they really just playing one Darkrai? Like, is that what this list is? Do they have Koga? I wonder about that though. Alright, so there goes Togepi. So it all comes down to if we top deck Cyrus. If we top deck Cyrus, game's over. I was actually surprised I actually got it. That was a 20% chance. We got it. We got the wonder pick on that one. GG's. You know what? I'll take it. I should have been more happy, but I honestly didn't think it was gonna happen. All right. I can't remember the last time we went second, but terrible matchup for us if it's Skarmory because of the weakness, but you never know. Okay, see, that's a little bit better. And had we gone second, it'd be a lot better, but hopefully we get to see Togepi already. That's like the one thing that'll make me feel a little bit better about... Yeah, that's perfect. And I should have communication first, but I'm gonna try to go for a Sigilyph to play around some kind of... Like another basic to play around some kind of Sabrina play. Perfect. Alright, if there was any opening hand that would help us win this game, it's this one. Alright. We could thin the deck out further. So we could build up for Togekiss, but I think drawing is their best bet. Slightly like chipping away at the Dialga to see what they ultimately do. Cynthia's huge. A helmet on Sigilyph would have been great, but there's only so much we could do. Alright. Do they go Heatran? Do they go for the other Dialga? Personally, I would have gone for the other Dialga, but who am I to say? Okay, we got to research here. There's the helmet we needed. That's perfect. That's actually beautiful. Let's go helmet here. It fixes the number on, or the math when it comes to Togekiss, which is why I wanted the helmet. What I mean by that now, if they swing, they go down to 110, which Togekiss plus Cynthia gets to do. Helmet's unfortunate though, that's for sure. Helmet makes it where if we don't see Cape, we lose to Heatran. Oh, sorry about that. Alright. Oof, we got the cape. Okay. This guarantees victory, I believe. Yeah, I think we won. We could have like technically bought an extra turn or something, but the reason we win here, outside if they have Geo, okay, like I'll eat my words. They won, and they beat us, or they got in a position where they could beat us. But the most this Heatran could do is 130, and we're doing 170 next turn. Okay, and they went for the Dialga. Okay, so yeah, that's GG's. There's 0% chance. Oh wait, never mind. No wait, yeah, even with Dawn. Okay, GG's. This game is all but over. Thanks to the second Cynthia in our hand. I don't want to say we somehow beat a steel deck, because basically it was like if they started Skarmory, we auto lose. If they started Dialga, we have a chance. That was like, that's the first 50-50, and then the second 50-50 was, did we see Cape? Yes or no? And we did see Cape, and the game was over. Just show them we got the Cynthia that we're swinging for 170. Yeah, GG's. Once they see the 170, nobody stays. I don't blame them. I wouldn't stay either. GG's. Oof, and we finally get to go second. Can we make the most of it? Okay, we got Darkness. We got Togepi. Okay, this seems like a very solid start. I'll play around the red card. I'll play around Sabrina, not red card. Let's see. Alright, double Darkrai. Helmet on the Darkrai is very, very frustrating, especially with the Sigilyph, but let's go Pokeball. Hoping for a Sabrina counter, basically. Yeah, there you go. And if we see Togetic, we're right in the money. We no longer, and with double research, we don't have to like run into this Darkrai. So, I'm actually gonna go Togepi here. And pass turn. I know we don't have Togetic, but we do have a research to draw once again. And honestly, we gotta like slow down this Darkrai eating us up. Cause yeah, just we gotta do what we can to like stay open in life. Helmet is good, not good enough. Let's see. Yeah, we gotta go for the Togetic. If we go for Togetic this turn, we can knock out the Darkrai before it matters. I'm gonna be greedy, but we gotta try. Please Togetic. There's like the math is like 50%, maybe less probably. And I don't want to say we got punished, but that's pretty close to a punish. Maybe we want to hold that. The fact that the game was almost like auto won had we hit there is kind of crazy. And if you're wondering why, we would have hit him for 40. And we would have hit him down to 40. Hit him down to 100. He has no way of putting cape, so he would have needed a potion. And then we're swinging for 110 on the Togekiss to follow up. I guess the Sabrina plate does kind of work here. We're basically just stalling here. It's not doing much for us. Retreat into this. We got 6 cards left in deck. You know what? Let's set up so we can have like double Togepi plays here. And I don't assume actually if they have. They actually might attack here. So, let's do this. Like if they have Leaf, they could just back into Darkrai. Okay, there's finally Togetic. So there's back to having a chance. So you see, we played around that as much as possible. The only issue is, and it's a big issue, is the fact that we just got Togetic, so we're not ready yet, if that makes sense. And we already had the Togetic, I think we auto-win here, but... And we're gonna send out Sigilyph. I know it seems crazy, but we're gonna use the cape there. And that should be enough to win. Or get close to it. Let's go here. We're going to cape so that they can't put the energy and they have to swing at the Sigilyph if they want to knock it out. And besides that, I guess have the Togetic ready and be able to run with either one next turn. Yeah, let's do that. And we have the win condition unlocked. We lose to a plethora of cards. If they're on Sabrina, we lose. That's the big one. if they're on Sabrina. Cyrus we won't lose to. Actually, wait, we're in a really good spot not to lose. Hold up. We still lose to Sabrina, don't get me wrong. But other than that... this Pokeball doesn't matter. Yeah, we lose to Sabrina, unfortunately. Or, unless they don't have Magnezone. Like, the Dark Rock can't swing. But we 100% lose to Sabrina on Magnezone type of play. And I guess if they do see the Magnezone, yeah, there's a lot of ways we lose. Sabrina's a way we lose. We lose to Geo. Helmet basically makes it where we tie, right? At best, if they have the. I don't know. I don't even want to call out plays because who knows what's gonna happen. Okay, yeah, they got the Magnezone. So yeah, all we could do is like force a tie if we draw the Cynthia off the top. Potion just makes it where we can't Cyrus, but we were never going to use Cyrus. Our win condition, our tie condition is top decking Cynthia. And do we do it? You know what? That's one way to end the video. I'm gonna end it just like that. 170 damage. And we end in a draw. Take the best deck with me. If you can't beat him, we'll just, you know, call it even. So yeah, ultimately this deck is pretty fun. I enjoyed the gameplay. It's just missing that one key thing.